Hello, welcome to the channel and thanks for joining me. I've got another box of assorted broken Walkmans here from eBay, so I'm going to have a quick look, see what we've got inside and see if any of them work. Now I've just rechecked the listing for the price and they work out about £6.83, so I don't know, about $8 or something each. So there's 8 in here. I can't remember exactly what is in here. I've deliberately not just rechecked the listing because I want a bit of a surprise. But I remember that there were 1 or 2 in particular that I was keen on, either to repair or at least for spares. So I'm not sure if I'm going to need any of these ancillaries, but I've got a few batteries here. I've got a 6-volt power supply for one that I know is in there that I was particularly interested in. Got some speakers here, some little JSX37s from Sanyo, so that if we do get brave we might even be able to try 1 or 2 of them out if they work, and of course a tape so we can hear what's going on. Now as I say, I don't know if any of these are going to work. It's one of these kind of job lots and I'm always a little bit skeptical or unsure as to why people manage to have a whole bunch of Walkmans and stuff, like 30 or 40 sometimes in a bundle. You kind of think, well, how on earth have they ended up with those unless they're the remnants of a bunch of others that they've tried to repair without success and basically ended up with just a load of rubbish. And that's generally what I find. So as this one cost around £60, £55–60 including delivery, I thought I'd just give it a go, see what happens. And you never know, we might get 1 or 2 of them to work. If not today, a bit later. Just going to be really careful with this knife here. They've properly taped this up. Okay then, so what's in the box? I'm trying to keep the rustling of newspaper as quiet as possible. I'm just going to move this box out of the way a minute. If I keep it in frame to a degree, you might be at least able to see that I am actually taking them from the box and not just randomly making this up. Hard to frame otherwise. In fact, now I'm just going to put that out of the way. So we've got ourselves here an MG7, I believe. Yep, MG7 from Sanyo. So very simple cassette player. Stop, play, rewind. Hinge is good. Mechanism seems to work okay. The little made in Singapore sticker's gone, but I think we can forgive them that. What's the condition of the... Right, this is always the bone of contention with these issues, with these stereos, is the four gang. Yeah, we've got away with it. So there's a 4-gang 6-volt battery holder here, and the thing with these is they normally turn to absolute rot. They are terrible. In fact, this might be the right box. Yes, it is. Okay. I'm about to do a video actually on how to get around this problem, but you can't basically buy these anymore. These were almost, I think, model specific, and there are people out there that say, yeah, you can buy 4-gang AA holders, but I'll come back to that in a second. But basically what happens is they tend to rot away quite badly because there's 2 that go in that way, 2 batteries. People often forget that there's actually 2 on the underside, so sometimes people say, oh, it doesn't work, and you get hold of it and open the unit and you'll find 2 really crusty leaked batteries underneath, and that's the end of that sort of thing. Now yes, you can get them to a degree, like so, and the problem is because once they rot inside, you've kind of had it, and you can't really make them up. You can't try and replace parts because you melt them into the plastic. You can't add wires because there's no room. If you have a look, it's actually just these 2 little contacts that are almost flush, like so, and they engage with the battery terminals or contacts inside the machine. So it has to be this particular unit. There isn't anything that's quite small enough made in this day and age. As I say, I've got a workaround for that, which I'll show you in a later video. Waffling a bit, but I like to share these little anecdotes as I go. So whenever I do manage to get hold of these from other machines, I do manage to put them aside and keep them, because they do add value to nice box sets. And again, regular viewers to the channel will know I'm never very far away from Sanyo Walkman. So here's an example of a box set. I shan't open it up because they're a terrible job to get back in, because you've got the unit in there, you've got these little speakers like so in there, you've got the headphones all sort of wrapped around in the cables and stuff. But essentially these ones were sold as a kit anyway. So just to mention that, so if you ever get hold of ones where you've got a nice boxed kit with the headphones and the speakers, but you've got a rotten battery contacts, it's always nice to try and pick up a separate loose unit if you can, and hope that the battery contacts are good. Anyways, we'll quickly fire these in. Actually, 6 volt negative, good old Sanyo. So I'm actually going to just not worry about that for now. The battery contacts looks pretty good. I'm just going to put the 6 volts power straight in, and does it work? Hang on. Would help if I switched it on. Yes, it does. And fast forward. Nice. Okay, well, I'll plug the headphones in. This might be crackly, it might be nothing, it might be slow. Heads look pretty clean, so I'm going to put that tape in. See if this one works. And play. Alrighty. Okay, so far so good. That seems to work. Yes, it sounds dreadful. That belt is proper wobbly, properly loose. You can also get an issue. These ones can be prone to pinch roller issues as well. So let's have a quick look. You never quite know, but sometimes these ones can be quite out of round. I had one not long ago where someone had managed to store it for many years in the attic in the play position, and there was a tiny little indent in the pinch roller, and it's going like every time the capstan went round against the pinch roller, you'd have this little dip in the pinch roller. Anyway, by the by, good. So that one, I'm going to say that one is basically a success. Needs a tiny bit of cleaning on one of the battery springs, but I can live with that. Happy days. Beautiful. So what have we got next? Got a feeling this is only going to go downhill after this next one. But anyway, let's have a look. I'll zoom you in a bit. So here we have a Sanyo M3330. And yeah, lovely old unit from 1981. This was probably the main reason, or one of the main reasons, I bought the whole kit in the first place. I do a lot of these. Awful lot of repairs on these, to be fair. This one looks in very nice condition. Wow, gosh, that is clean. Brilliant. Okay, normally you get absolute dross in these box, assorted stuff, and you have to have a bit of a look and know kind of what you're looking for. But I literally have boxes of these. I've got loads of 3330s, 4430s, 4440s. So do check out my other videos on the Sanyo Walkmans. But yeah, so I kind of know these inside out and back to front really, and I've got loads that are in various different conditions. A lot that are finished and ready for sale. I've got works in progress, all kinds of stuff. That's why I knew, for example, already that this would need a negative 6 volts. So let's check out for the operation light, fingers crossed. And there it is. Oh, hang on though. Struggling a bit. Yeah, transport controls are a bit tight. Rewind's working. Fast forward is working. Oh, and that's hang on. Right, so that might be a switch issue. If I give it a little shake, hang on. Can you hear that? I know that was out of focus, but if you listen to that little noise. Right, okay, basically what we've got here, this is the beauty about sticking to certain models and sticking to what you know. Although I work on all kinds of stuff, if you have a particular preference for one make or one model, it also helps you with regard to diagnosing things quicker. So this one goes, it overplays, it sort of stops, but if I just hold it halfway, you can see that the spindle's taking up now. So the take up rubber actually feels strong, that's good. But if you overpress it, it's staying in place now, we're okay. So there's probably an issue with the leaf switch. That little rattle means that the tiny little activating plastic knob off the leaf switch may have come loose. They do that. So I'll look into that, replace the leaf switch or just adjust the blades, either way. That one will work fine. So obviously it will get rebelted. Check out my video on how to do that, by the way. The M series Sanyos are quite complicated. There's a whole load of solder joints that have to be made. You've got to take the circuit board off, disconnect the parts of the mechanism inside and the take-up pulleys and stuff like that. But yeah, so I'll do all that on that one. The case looks pretty good. I don't know if the press studs work. Probably, well, they usually do, but yes, they do. Nice. Do you know what? Okay, so this one in itself is probably worth what the box has cost, so I'm happy with that one. And obviously this one's working, so that's 2 for 2 on the two of the, I think, 3 that I really wanted. So let's delve into the box again. Oh, look at this Memorex. Oh, do you know what? Wow, this is quite a cool little bag, isn't it? Let's just zoom out a bit. There was a guy who, I don't know if he's still around and about. I used to see him around my town now and again. He used to wear one of these on a smaller version of this with his little with his phone and stuff in it around his waist. Proper strange character. But anyway, I digress. So what we've got in here? Oh wow, we got some CDs. What we got here? Pure binaural beats. I wasn't expecting this, by the way. It's Schumann resonance, inner planes. Oh dear, relaxation music by the sound of it. So we've got the CD wallet in the back. Then we've got another, it's like a sac magique. Ah, that explains a few things then. Explains why there's CDs in there. This is actually a CD player. Goodman's personal CD player. I'm going to get that box out of the way. There we go. Well, I've got to say, it looks in fabulous condition. Gosh. DC 4.5 volts. I do have that. I can switch that up fairly easily, but I'm not going to mess about with that. Let's hopefully it's... Oh, I've left the batteries in. I was going to say hopefully it's just a play. Yeah. I thought the batteries that are in it might be dead, to be fair. So it's already come with batteries. I was about to put some in. No disc in there. So eject. Okay, well, let's have a listen to, just as well, we've got some CDs then, guys. Let's have a look. In no particular order, just trying to find one. Okay, what state is it in? It doesn't look too bad. Let's try it. Bring you into frame a little bit. Right. Oh, please work then. Well, it's spinning up and it's giving me a track readout there. Is it a regular headphone jack? Should be. Okay, you've also got a line out on there as well. You've got bass boost. You've got, what's that there? Oh, charge light, so it can be charged up as well. Right, let's have a look. Let's press play. Please work. By Jove, it's only working. Here it goes. It's obviously a slow fade. It looks like it's some sort of ambient or either going to be relaxation music or absolute trance music or something. Those are faux buttons. They don't do anything. Skip up. Here we go. Well, it sounds a bit like War of the Worlds or something. But it seems to be working, you know. Not the most... I don't think that's my cup of tea. I think you'd fall asleep listening to that. Right. Well, that's good stuff, guys. So we've got a CD player as well, and including 3 batteries. However, we know the batteries are in there now, so it'd be remiss of me not to remove them. Oh, it's only 2 anyway. I won't test them right now, but good. Alright, so we have ourselves a CD player that appears to work. Obviously it would work better, and when I edit the video I might cut loads of that out, because basically it's just a few long continuous notes, as it were. So there's no real music on there per se, but definitely the audio output was working. Right, so here we go. We've got another one then, a Bush CD player with anti-shock, and it looks totally complete, if I'm honest. Got the original bags. That's the sort of thing I used to do when I was younger, keep the original bags for the cables and headphones and stuff. There we go then, safety card, instructions, probably some sort of, there's probably a demo disc or something in there, but anyways, right, okay, here we go. Comes with headphones, nice enough little unit this, little mark on the front, but that's fine. The screen looks in nice condition. Well, I don't know, should we give this, there's your battery compartment in there, and that's got batteries in it as well, so I don't think, don't know, hang on. Slightly reluctant to use those CDs that came, because they're a bit non-eventful. Right, does that do anything? Does not appear to. Could be dead batteries though, so we'll get those out. Well, we'll put those Kodaks in because we knew they worked from the last one we just did. 1 and a 2 down to there. Here we go. Right, that said open then, if you can read it on the, there you go. So I'm going to put a disc in. Please spin up. Something's happening. Good Lord. Well, phones into there, and let's see what happens, shall we? Will it play? It's scanning. Might be an issue with that rubbishy disc or something, I don't know. It's telling me error. We'll try one more. Might just need a disc clean, a laser clean. It's not happy. To be fair, it's not happy. I'm not going to waste any more time on that just now, but suffice it to say, I think those Panasonic batteries that came out just now must be dead, and the little flashing indicator on this tells me that these batteries were actually okay. Might just be a dirty lens. Yeah, might be an issue with the whole carriage. Could be anything really, but you know, by the by, we'll have a look at that in due course. Right, that's those. What else we got? Magnisound 3000 assistive hearing device. Okay, so this is the sort of thing people that are hard of hearing. So this is a loop, I believe, is it? Very long headphones. That must be a loop. What have we got? It's got a 9-volt battery in it as well. Come on. Never big enough, these 9-volt. Not sure why people always put them in the... Come on. No wonder the cables get damaged. We're just trying to get the battery out to test the voltage before we do anything else. just to see if we're on a hiding to nothing. Hang on a minute. 8 volts. 8 volts isn't ideal, but I'm sure it's enough for what we need for something like this. So there's your headphones. There's obviously some sort of extension or loop or something. Ah, it's an extension, look. Yeah, so I think, is this a loop like an aerial that goes around the room? Don't know. I'm inclined to try it now. Turn it on, see if I can hear what the neighbours are saying about me. Hang on a minute. Might be able to hear you guys going, what on earth is he doing? Right, let's have a look. Come on. What we got here? Don't know which bit's which. That looks like it's in... Don't know. Let's just turn it on, see if anything happens. Whoa, easy. Volume down. Right, let's have a look. Wow, you won't believe what the neighbours are saying. Unreal. Wow. I've got to be honest, you can see the LED light is on. I'm not making this up. It does work, look. It actually does work, no word of a lie. I can hear like background noise, like yes, you get increasing white noise and stuff like background noise, but I can hear, I think the idea is you put this thing all the way around a room. It used to be called a loop, I think, back in the days. Is that right? Let me know in the comments if you've got experience of these or know what you're talking about, where I don't. I think you used to put these all the way around your room, and then you could sit here and it acted almost like a big aerial, and would pick up background noise and would allow you to hear the telly or people in conversation much better. I'm going to put all this mess to one side a moment. Then we've got, nice. Okay, so in no particular order, a very, very, very crusty Sanyo MG12. Don't know what colour this was. It's a silver one. They made these in silver and red. Okay, made in Japan. That case looks absolutely proper nicotined out. I've never actually seen a gold one. They are silver. I'm looking around. No, all mine are in boxes. Yeah, I had a load. Funny, I had a load of these out the other day, but mine are all in boxes, and the colour's supposed to be the same as this, basically. But nonetheless, it's okay. A bit of a tear on there. It may or may not clean up. Pretty grim, but I'm just going to start. Yeah, looks like it's more nicotine stain, because if I just clean that off, you might see some of that coming back. It's not brilliant. Yeah, we might be, oh god, I don't even want to touch it now. Gross. Shouldn't have done that, but there you go. Right, okay, MG12 then. Lovely units, anti-rolling mechanism, 2 brass flywheels on here to help with this anti-rolling. They are lovely units, but my word, are they difficult to service. The first belt is really easy to get to, and then the secondary belt on the inside is an absolute monster. It really is. I've done so many MG34DTs, MG12s, MG32s, all use the same sort of mech, and they're just a nightmare. However, while we're here, we'll see if this works. Oops, hang on. Let you see it. Alright, that seems to work. Rewind, fast forward. Right, heads look clean enough. If I can find that tape, here it is. Look clean enough for a test. So headphones on. Just give everything a gentle cursory wiggle. Right, balance we'll set to 0, i.e. in the middle. Volume we'll just turn down for a minute. Let's have a go, see if it works. Right, come on. Oh, no, nah. Typical. So there's, again, you probably can't see this through the lid. Smoked glass. Yeah. Oof. If you start slow, almost wants to turn, you press fast forward. Play, forget it. As soon as you take it out, play will work again. Yeah. Just hasn't got the take up. The bounce are absolutely shot on that. They've had it. Quite often when people buy, or at least when people sell radio cassettes and tape players and what have you, they're described as working because they'll either be untested for various reasons, or they'll be tested with, they'll say, oh, it works, and they've literally just powered it on and gone, yeah, that's all right, and then you find that the mech's not engaging properly, or the capstan's warped, or the belts are slipping, but you wouldn't know that till you've got the torque and the drag of a cassette actually in it. One of the headphones has probably come away on the circuit board, so you've only got one channel, the balance doesn't work, the volume's crackly, all that sort of stuff. You get millions of issues with these things. None of them are insurmountable. A big job, after all, is only a series of small jobs, but just becomes whether or not it's worth the time, effort and money to get them running. I will do this one, incidentally. I'll try and clean this horrible case up as best I can. If not, I've probably got a spare one knocking around, and I've got to say the casing on this isn't too bad. If you get a battery leakage in these, you'll get like a frosting, and it spreads all the way through along the edges, and it damages the case. Now this plastic casing isn't too bad, so I'll give this a clean up, and I reckon we'll do something with that one as well. Right, okay. By the way, if you're still with me, guys, thank you ever so much for your support. It's nice just to have some company sometimes. I'm letting this video roll. It'll probably end up being half an hour long, but hopefully you just get some insight and some sort of you know, tidbits of information and what have you as we go along, and little insights into some of this. Whilst I know I've got seasoned professional ex-service and repair and sales guys out there from back in the day, there's also a lot of people that watch the channel that are getting into radios and tapes for the first time, so it's great to just share any little bits of experience or insights with particular models as we go. Oh, that doesn't sound good. By the way, this is a CP3 from Alba. Now Alba were in the day a bit like Bush, really, were known as being one of the worst brands, one of the cheapest brands, often made under license. Is it a surprise that Bush CD player is the one that wasn't working? I don't know. This Alba one sounds, hopefully it's just something silly. No. Okay, so it's not a sprung lid, so that lid is not broken. That just snaps in, so that's fine. I can live with that. Oh wow, the smallest and least amount of detail and effort. This is one of these where oh dear, bless it. This is one where all expenses were spared when they made it. Batteries are good though. Batteries will probably be worth more than the unit. But that being, I'd like to know what that noise is. Oh, maybe it just makes that noise. That's obviously a rebate there for the motor. You got belt clip is built in. Yeah, not convinced. I'll get this apart and look at it. Oh dear me, what is going on? That sounds awful. Oh, what a shame. I don't know if that's the belt that's gone, or sounds to me like part of the linkage might be loose or broken off inside. But also comes with the original 1980s headphones. May or may not work. Sanyo, very Sanyo orientated. Might be made under license from Sanyo, or just rip-offs of Sanyo ones of the time. The foams are intact, in pretty good condition to be fair. So that's the Alba one. It's making a noise. The spindle's not turning round. Might just be a belt. Could be a mechanical issue. Anyway, that brings me to the last one. Which is, well, from your point of view, the Cassette C2N. Now, I grew up in the mid-80s, and so born in the mid-70s, and my dad actually had a Commodore 64 back in the day, and it was his Commodore 64 and his Toshiba cassette player that got me into electronics back in the day, to be fair. And the Commodore 64, my sister still has his original one to this day. I've got one that it wasn't working when I bought it, and I was about 14 or 15. You might hear the rain hammering down on the roof, but ignore that for a minute. Yeah, so I was about 14 or 15, and I spent about £35 it was at the time, I think, on having it repaired. And I was earning £5 a week for my paper round at the time, so it was literally nearly 2 months' wages, and didn't have time to use it then at the time. I was, I think, doing school work and exams and stuff, and I just put it away. It ended up in the loft, and then one day I went to use it and it didn't work. So I don't know whether or not he even fixed it properly in the first place, or whether something else went wrong with it. But suffice it to say, I do have the C2N tape player for the Commodore 64, and this one just happens to be here as well in the box with, you know, with this stuff that came. So I might have a spare one if we can get my Commodore up and running. Very easy to change the azimuth head alignment on these. In fact, you used to be able to get the azimuth head alignment tapes specifically for computer games at the time, because obviously the information was so critical to get that loaded correctly onto the computer, that if the heads were out of alignment, you wouldn't be able to load the games properly. So I remember my dad calibrating his tapes now and again and doing all that. But yeah, I've got to say, looks like it's in pretty good condition, to be fair. Dated, looks like it's a date code of 1088. I could be wrong on that, but I'm surprised it's not earlier, to be honest. That might just be, might be a different number entirely. It doesn't say on the process and packing card. It was not dated, weirdly enough. Oops, sorry there. But there you go. But it's all here. So yeah, C2N. So what do we have? I'll just give you a quick pan out, as it were. I'll get all that back in there later. Go to it as wide as this camera will go anyway. So there's the Commodore just there. We've got this Alba that may or may not work. It sounds a bit rattly, but we might be able to do something with it. We've got a Goodman's CD player, which may work, we think. What else have we got? We've got that Bush CD player that may or may not work. We've got a nice little Memorex CD case here for the CD player with a few ambient CDs. We have got the 3 Sanyo units. So we've got the MG7 just here. We've got the MG12 made in Japan just here, and we've also got the made in Japan beast. That's the I'd say the gem of the lot here. So the M3330 from Sanyo. Well, so there you go, guys. There's a few to get on with there. I'm quite looking forward to getting through these, to be honest. I hate piles of rubbish. I try to keep my workshops pretty small, and I try to keep it as organised and tidy as I can, and I don't like to have loads of rubbish kind of hanging around. So I'll be banging through these fairly quick. I think I'll do a quick video on each of them just to see, well, any that we can get working. And obviously if we have any success with them or anything interesting to tell you, I'll put that out in just a quick video. In terms of my general videos, I'm kind of reformulating what I'm doing at the moment. So I'll have unboxing videos, there'll be long form repair and service, there'll be short sort of information ones, there'll be the odd random Walkman one or about change or something, or even sometimes just a random sort of monologue. So yeah, all sorts of stuff coming up really, but some you'll be into, some of it might not be for you, but please consider subscribing if not already. Please also share and like the videos. You'd be amazed how much that will help. I'm only a tiny channel, and I've had some lovely feedback from you guys out there. So it'd be fantastic if we can get other people aware of the channel, so that we can get some more ideas about what we'd like to feature. Got a load of boomboxes coming up. I've done a whole bunch of JVC stuff because that's my penchant, but I've also got Sharp stuff. I've got Hitachi boomboxes. I've done some. I don't film them all, but be interested to know which ones you prefer the most. You could say just go back and look at your viewing figures, but to be honest, YouTube is so weird with its algorithms that you just don't know. I'll put out the most random weird little videos sometimes and it will do comparatively well, whereas I can spend a whole week doing a big old boombox that needs loads of work, and I'll spend days and days fixing it and editing it all down, and nobody gets to see it, or more people saw me unbox it than actually fix it. It's proper weird. So do hit the notifications bell. I'm waffling, but thank you ever so much. Hope you've enjoyed chilling out with me for this last half an hour or so. I'll see you soon, so stay safe. All the best for now. Thanks again. Bye bye.